Good afternoon everybody, and welcome back to Kent Davidson Adventures. It can be urban, rural, or sometimes even interplanetary, but we won't get into that side of things this afternoon. So let me tell you where I am. I am in Hampton Court Park, also known as Home Park, just by the fantastic Hampton Court Palace, which you can see right in the center of your screen there. And the feature that I'm walking alongside of is known as the Long Water, and it is indeed a substantial stretch of water here. So I'll pan round 180 degrees, showing you just how far it stretches. It's like that and going back round. And to learn about the fantastic Hampton Court and its history, including the park here, the Long Water and the adjoining bushy park, I would say to go online, or better yet, get some books. Fantastic, iconic slice of English history going back some 500 years, and featuring notables such as well, certainly iconic and you could say famous or infamous King Henry VIII, 1509 to 1547, father of course of Edward VI, 1547 to 1553, also Mary, Bloody Mary, Queen from 1553 to 1558, and his younger daughter, Queen Elizabeth, Queen from 1558, of course, to 1603. So there's some of the notables of the Tudor period in the 16th century. So what I want you to do is appreciate the palace here as we get closer. And just for a little extra treat, I'm going to show you what's over here. And this is pretty nice here, this avenue of trees here that's looking one way, and let me show you the other way there. And let's have a look through here. It's May the 2nd, so either very late spring or very, very early summer. And down here in southwest London, everything is looking pretty green and splendid. And one of the features of the parks down here, particularly Richmond Park and Bushy Park, which adjoins where I am today, are the deer here, the population of wild deer in the park, and showing you a bit of that there. The magnificent trees here. Right, let's continue. A few days back I posted a video of Walthamstow Market, where I was in northeast London. So just wanted to show you another aspect of the capital, which is that London, although a giant urban metropolis, heavily populated, has an extraordinary number of these fantastic green spaces, from small pocket-sized parks to these giant open spaces in southwest London, and this is certainly one of the most impressive areas. I mean they really are jewels in an urban sprawl, as I've seen it referred to. And Hampton Court Palace is actually open today. The palace and the gardens where I am is the park itself, which is a free to entry public park, where you'll see all the people as we get closer is the gardens of the palace, and that's a quite hefty day ticket entry price for that. I mean, I've been there before, so I don't need to do that too regularly. And in any case, the gardens there are to me more interesting than inside the house, although there's certainly plenty of history there. And the gardens here at Hampton Court Palace are famous for the fantastic topiary, or the ornamental tree and hedge sculpture, I suppose you could call it. And as we go from May to June, the trees, the colours, everything will be looking quite pristine. So I thought I'd just show you some of it from this side. Hampton Court Palace, of course, sits right by the River Thames, where I was walking earlier, and certainly on a boat along the river you can have a fantastic aspect of the palace. So these railings here, as far as I'm allowed to be, but I can show you some of the magnificence of these gardens. Possibly one of the top 20 palaces in Europe. And let's have a look at that. Yep, that is quite special. And here you can see the long water, danger of drowning. So obviously this body of water here is not for swimming, but just have a look at the dimensions of that. And there's a little resident heron there. So what I can do using the zoom is just go in like that. And you can see there some of the side of the house and the gardens there. And in fact there's a horse-drawn carriage there. You might be able to just see that in the middle of the picture. And what I really like as well about these gardens is there's several fountains, and you might just, yeah, position it just there. You can see one of the fountains there. So that's pretty good angle there. You've got the heron there, the fountain, and there's a statue there. I don't recall what that is, but it's been referencing something within English history. So just enjoy that there. And there's a closer look at one of those fine hedges there. Topiary or ornamental garden design. I actually passed by this way yesterday and the palace and the gardens were closed, so I wonder if today in fact is the first day of opening for the new season. So that's a bit of that. And of course there's plenty of flower beds as well. And in fact our friend there has been joined by a companion, so that's a bit special. And it's also stayed dry today. The forecast was for it to be cloudy and overcast and no rain, and so far it's been okay. So just let me pan out there, and then that gives you just another look. Just a beautiful topiary in early May, bobbing white clouds in a blue sky, and people enjoying the park adjoining Hampton Court Palace. So it's just a very bucolic English scene here, and there you have the deer there. I'll zoom you up again. So it's just very pleasant. You've got the avenue on either side. I should know what these trees are, but I can't tell you. But I imagine in a few weeks they'll be in full bloom. So let's see if I've missed any details. And at the front of the palace you have these quite special ornamental railings with sort of gold leaf or gold plated bits to them. These ones are very much more functional, not as special. But this meeting here of the long water and the gardens here at Hampton Court Palace is just a very special place, and I believe you can have picnics as well on the ground, so that's certainly a popular thing to do in summer. And lots of happy and noisy ducks, etc. here. So I think you've probably got the idea that it's a pretty special place. So we'll press on. And this is one of a series of videos which I will do over the summer, showcasing some of the fantastic heritage that England has to offer. So I'll be looking at buildings from castles to timber framed barns, from modest thatched city homes to cathedrals and churches. And I plan to put the emphasis on less well known places that are below the radar. So what I'm showing you today on the video is slightly out of place there, because of course Hampton Court is a internationally famous, iconic tourist destination. But over the summer I will be going off the beaten track, and as well as visiting less well-known towns, smaller villages, hamlets and farmsteads, I'll also be poking around in woodlands, forests and less well-known bits and pieces. So I hope there'll be one or two adventures along the way, and hopefully just encounter something a bit different than what is available with many other thousands of, or tens of thousands of videos on YouTube. So hope you've enjoyed that little snapshot of Hampton Court Palace, bit of the gardens, view of the Long Water, and also a little ramble around Home Park, or Hampton Court Park. I'll sign off now. Thanks again for watching, and see you next time.